he is the most unlikely character to be successful. But I'm just so wrong. He is completely successful. He has a unique style, a unique way about him. He has a real big heart. And man, he just loves to keep it simple. Please, a big welcome for Triple Diamond Director, the one, the only irrefutable Mr. Phyl Franklin. Oh, I've been looking forward to this chat. How you doing, Phil?
It's going fantastic as usual.
You're a triple diamond director. You're covered in tattoos. You look like a sheep. Triple diamond. You've been since day one. How did you get to triple diamond? Did you buy it?
Oh no.
How did you get a triple diamond?
Well, October 16th of '05, well actually we'll backdate a little bit. My boss gave me an ultimatum about 2 months before I got involved with STEMTech.
Told you to get a haircut?
No, he was good at that. I did heating and cooling, refrigeration, and kitchen repair.
Okay.
And we got off work on a Friday night, and he told me, he said, Phil, he said, love your work and all, you do a great job, you know, but you really need to keep your mouth shut about these entrepreneurial things you're doing. He said, or do what your heart's telling you to do. Do the network marketing. He said, I know you make it. He said, Alan, I guess to put it that way, I quit. And my wife, you can ask her, I came home, we were living paycheck to paycheck. And if anybody out there knows, you know, working for corporate companies like, not but restaurants and that kind of stuff, you get paid when they want to pay you.
Sure.
So sometimes Alan didn't have the money to go ahead and pay us on time. And so we'd be weeks behind, a week or two behind before I'd get paid, and he'd make sure I'd have enough to make it through that time, but not pay my bills really. And so we were living paycheck to paycheck, and I came home and told my wife I quit my job, and she wasn't happy, to say the least.
I don't understand why, but anyway.
So anyway, I started doing network marketing, and there was some things that make a lot of money for 1 week or a month, and nothing for the next. Well, we lived in a 1964 trailer. It was the kind that when you slid the door open for the bedroom, if you didn't step on the bed, you weren't going to step in the room. So at the time that STEMTech came around was October 16th of '05. And a friend of mine called me from Boston and said, hey Phil, you know, we've done a lot of things together. Would you be interested in taking a look at something I think is going to make a lot of money and help a lot of people in the meantime? So I listened to a little overview call and then got introduced to a few of the upline, and I said, wow, if that's real, I got to be part of it. I jumped in with both feet. I started signing up on the computer, and my wife walked in, and she said, what do you think you're doing? I said, well, I'm signing up in this company.
Like that. She doesn't sound quite like that. But anyway.
Yes, she does. And it wasn't in those words, it was a little harsher. But she said, what do you think you're doing? I said, I'm signing up for this company. She said, Phil, we don't have the money to. I said, Roberta, we don't have the money not to. And we couldn't even pay the rent for that month. I had $300 and it was paying a lot space for where the trailer was at. I couldn't pay the rent, so I went ahead and I wouldn't tell anybody to do what I did, but I had to make it work. And so I got involved in the company. I took our lot space money and got involved in the company. And in my first 2 days, I went to the internet. I went to Google sites, different search engines. I'd type in health and health sites. And anywhere that I could find a name and a number, I'd write it down. Well, one of those people that I wrote down was a lady named Sandra Cleveland. And I called her up and I just introduced myself. I tell everybody, I'm not a network marketer. I'm not an MLM person. What I do is I'm a professional friend maker. I make new friends. I love people. And so I said hello to her and asked her if she'd ever heard of a company called StemTech. And she said, "Excuse me?" I said, "Well, it's StemTech."
You didn't know her before?
No. Never met her before in my life, never even talked to her on the phone.
So you're just a cold call?
Yeah. That's how I built my whole business.
Just by cold call?
Cold calls.
So you ring her up, and there's this voice,
Uh-huh.
and you say what?
I said, "Hello, Sandra, my name's Phyl Franklin. How are you today?" Well, the reason for my call is I was looking on the internet and I found your website and just wanted to call and introduce myself.
Okay,
So how's the business going for you?
not bad.
Well, have you ever heard of a company called StemTech?
StemTech?
Yeah, it's an all-natural product that supports the natural release of your own adult stem cells.
Yeah.
I really don't know a lot about it, but I've got this really quick 6-minute overview call. It'll explain the business and the product. And even if you don't want to do the business, you probably want to try the product. Do you have 6 minutes?
Tomorrow.
How long did it take you to get your first check from StemTech?
Oh, well, in my first 2 days, I signed up 10 people.
Oh, wow.
In my first 3 months, I had 1,274 people in my organization.
Wow.
It just goes to show you, that one person, Sandra Cleveland, I never met her before in my life. But that night, she said, no, she said, I've got a business partner, and I have to let her listen to this information before I can make a judgment. And she said, can I have that phone call number? And I said, sure. Well, I gave it to her, and I wasn't going to let any grass grow under my feet. So I called another guy. Another guy was in Florida, very successful. I didn't know it, but very successful and hadn't worked since 1996. And so I was on the phone with him for an hour. In the process, Sandra and Judy now at this point called me back 3 times. The last time, Judy's like the mouthpiece of the bunch. And she says, Phyl, she says, we're ready to get signed up. Is this guy on the other line ready to sign up? I said, I don't know yet. I said, I'll call you back as soon as I finish up though. And she says, okay, make it soon. So when I finished up with the other gentleman, I called her back. I said, well, okay, you guys ready to get signed up? Sign them up. We had an hour before the next conference call. This was like the 2nd or 3rd conference call we'd ever had. And she got 6 people on that conference call. Out of those 6 people she got on the call, all 6 of them signed up. Well, in 24 hours, they had 23 people signed up in their organization. And they are my biggest leg. And it was all because of that one cold call. You never know who everybody else knows, who that person knows. And it's not, you don't want to, look at me. How many of you guys out there would have signed me up? Sitting up here on stage in a Harley Davidson shirt, I'm not your average, not your average networker. I'm not a, suit and tie guy. It took them 3 months to get me in a tuxedo. Come on. I mean, 3 years, excuse me. But it just you never know who that person that you're talking to knows, and you don't know where it's going to go from there. And I make it a point to talk to every person I meet. I mean, today, for instance, I talked to a police officer walking through the lobby. I talked to No. I talked to the security guard walking through the lobby. I've talked to 3 people on elevators. Hand them my business card, tell them just a little bit about the product, and say, hey, if you take a look at the website, if you want more information, let me know. I talk to every person I know, every person I meet, everywhere that I go. I've got business cards in my pocket, I got business cards in my bag, I got business cards in my truck, I got business cards on my bike, I got product on my bike, I got product in all my cars, everywhere I go. And nobody gets away without at least saying hello and trying to hand them a business card.
Do you still live in a trailer?
2nd month in the company, I moved out of that trailer and into a nice 3-bedroom, 2-bath house. 5 years ago, we bought about a $500,000 home in one of the nicest areas of town. And I've been able to live my dream. You know, I got to go to Thailand with you guys. I've been on the cruises with you guys. My wife, well, get back to the point about me using my rent money. She was furious with me for the first month. I mean,
For a whole month?
Oh yeah. She knows how they can grow. Oh yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Big time. And when I got my first commission check, she hasn't been mad at me for that reason since. So, you know, it's been a pleasure to be part of the company and help so many people. And most of the people that have been here before know that I hate to be on stage. I can talk to anybody on the phone. You put me on the phone, I don't care if it's the president. I'm bulletproof. The product works. And, you know, I'll talk to anybody. But you put me up here in front of people, I get embarrassed when people on TV get embarrassed. So this is a big jump for me being up on stage. And, you know, it's just because of the product. It works. And the company works, and it changes lives.
Okay, so I'm a new person. I'm here for the first time. I'm not inclined to go out and tattoo myself or buy a Harley Davidson top, shirt, hat. But I quite like what you say. What's your message to new people who want to be a triple diamond?
Make it to all the events that you can. Get on all the conference calls that you can. Stay involved with everything that's going on. Never give up. That's the biggest thing. You're going to get no's. You're going to get people that don't care. You're going to get people that don't care about their health. You're going to get people that already think they make enough money. Don't ever give up. Just keep talking to everybody, and I guarantee you, if you keep trying, eventually you're going to succeed.
Is it genius or what?